Now, I would say that it's a pleasure to have you here, but that means that we've got another English defeat, I'm afraid. No offence, of course. Vishy, could you possibly take us through your game?
Sure.
Well, sorry, before you do the first question, Vishy, did you anticipate this variation, this English speciality, Queen E2?
No, I didn't. Somehow, Nielsen has been telling me to quickly look at this line, and I just never bother. So he even sent me a summary saying for some ideas he had in this bishop b5 check line, and I still don't know what they are.
Oh.
But today I will go and look at them.
Because
better late than never.
This particular variation with Queen E2, I mean, possibly after this game you'll feel it's not even bothering, not worth researching, but this is a speciality of Gawain Jones.
Okay, I thought the point of knight c6 was directed against queen e2 and knight f6 is directed against c4 d4. So I thought that was the way it went.
Well, queen e2 is the finesse. But I mean, c3 obviously is.
Yeah. Well, I thought queen e2. My big point is g6.
Okay. Well, that was the big point.
Was to wait for g6 and then for. So, anyway.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I was basically winging it. But, rook d1, e5. I sort of felt his idea has to be d4 or b4, but still when he went
b4, yeah.
Well, by this point, I'd worked out that he was going to do something like this.
Can you not play d4 actually?
Well, then ed4. Or cd4 doesn't matter.
Well, okay, I'm giving up a pawn for extremely vague compensation.
Yeah. Well, knight takes is important, I think, because my other knight needs the c6 square. Now take on d4.
Take on d4.
No, with the pawn. No, with the pawn. Bishop d4 run into knight a3, b5 and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then just put the knight on c6. I thought I'm just doing fine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah. Can't argue with that. Okay, here we go, b4.
So b4 takes, and hereabouts I realized that...
Can you talk to us about this move here?
Yeah, this I couldn't make it work. I mean, I was running into d4 takes, bishop b2, bishop b2.
That's the finesse that we didn't consider, bishop b2.
Subtle move.
Very
well,
sneaky.
The thing is, if d3, rook d3, then if bishop b2, queen b2, knight b2, queen h8, takes on b2.
Yep. Takes on b2.
So knight f4, knight takes d3, bishop takes g7, knight f4 is crap. Yeah, and now queen takes h8.
Wow, okay.
And this I didn't like for black at all. So what I can do is I can go back knight c6. He takes everything on d4.
Feel free to take over the... I mean, maybe black is fine here, but I had the feeling that something like this might be pleasant for white, and if queen c6, knight b5 takes d6 or something, and just put a knight very far there. And I didn't immediately see what I mean, I have the feeling black should have some finesse which works, but I don't know what. Which means actually also knight d4 is worth considering here. Excuse me. Just to shut this d4 idea down. But I actually wanted to, in case his idea was b5, I wanted to give him a little chance to play it, but no, then this. I have to take... Does that mean you're playing for hopes?
Yeah.
Playing for hopes. Okay.
So takes, bishop b2, castles, b5, knight e5, knight d4. I mean, so far I had seen, and I thought that after knight d2, d5, this is the point. I thought here I'm okay because of this move. Afterwards I began to have some doubts, but because the position of e takes d5, knight takes d5 is very, very sharp. But
by the way, what happens on f4 in this position?
Yeah, well, I think you have the line probably. Takes.
Well, we have a line. I'm not sure it's the
And then
line.
just, I thought rook fc8.
Yeah, black is very comfortable here.
Because my next move will be knight f5.
Yeah.
No, not this one.
So what do you think of my opening, Vishy? I missed that.
Well, apparently
it's
the English variation, but I didn't know this.
It's the Gawain variation.
Yeah.
No, I simply didn't know. I thought knight c6 was directed against queen too.
Yeah.
And something like this, I mean, I don't
believe white's fighting for an advantage here.
No.
But by this stage, should white be looking for an advantage?
Well, I don't think white is worse at all.
Yeah.
I was. I've got a very, very okay position. I had a very okay position for a very long time.
The problem here is I couldn't make knight c4 work because he actually takes. Or maybe here you could do this. Could I do this here?
Some.
ED5, I thought just rook c5. You want to go knight
No,
f5?
ED5 is good. ED5 is good. Rook c5. Okay, if I play knight b3 or something, how was that? Unless bishop g7. Okay. Are you so happy? Well,
No, I mean, obviously I
Yeah.
didn't want to play like this, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's illegal. So anyway, rook b1 is important because now if I play this knight c4 ideas, he'll take and go knight f5, and now the bishop on b2 is defended. So then I found this plan. I still don't know whether knight c8 is correct or I could just take with the rook here. But hereabouts, I started to get a bit excited, but then I couldn't see anything. I mean, this you just go knight b3. Maybe I should have done this anyway and done something positional like this, with positional compensation. I mean, what I obviously didn't want to end up in was this one, and I can't stop rook a1. So. Rook c8 seems reasonable, but then knight b3, knight c4, bishop a1. And I can never take this pawn. So I went like this. Again, queen e1 is very clever. And then I found this move.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
I had
was-
obviously missed queen e1, but after rook d8, I found something.
This was a really good move, actually.
Yeah.
Because I was just, I've stopped black from playing knight takes b5 in a good way, and this rook d8 just keeps the position and says, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were having fun looking at knight e6. What did you think about it? I mean,
Well, where's the fun?
well, okay, we'll try and show you some fun.
You have the line here.
Yeah, what's the?
Something like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there was some knight c2 as well, wasn't there?
We were hacking away.
In fact,
Maybe
after
not,
knight e6, knight c2.
No,
isn't
but
it?
I didn't. I mean, I can maybe rook e8 or something.
Queen c3,
Wow, this may be very good.
E5 is they have knight e6 check.
knight e6 check.
Well, but then you take on e5,
why don't you just take on knight c6 immediately?
and then queen
It's
c3.
also
Sure.
very good. Somehow, I was thinking about knight e6, but I had,
Nigel, I'm not saying it's a good move.
What about knight c2 straight away?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
yeah,
But I'd probably have taken on e6.
knight c. Yeah, no, this one.
Okay, knight c2.
No, this is the problem. This is the problem. I saw
we've-
this,
yeah.
and then knight
Well, we
takes
didn't see
a1
that.
and knight takes b3. I saw this.
But
during the-
but is this so clear?
knight b3.
And now knight d4. Yeah, so you actually have to step away for a second. But maybe it's not easy to find this.
No,
Yeah.
that is a problem I saw. I spent a lot of time here because I've got a lot of, plausible looking moves, and I can play queen a5. I can do a lot of things like that,
Yeah.
I mean, if I just want an okay,
I think here he went from 45 minutes
position.
to, I think he had 45 minutes at this point, and after queen e7 he had like 18 or something. So
Okay.
quite a long
see,
thing
maybe,
here.
maybe queen a5 there or something like that. Well, if I just want to play a nothing move, that might be.
But I thought something like this should be
what?
reasonable.
Reasonable. What? Reasonable for who?
And why?
Should we move on?
Good idea.
Okay, obviously there are finesses everywhere, so...
Yeah.
So,
It's
sorry,
actually,
can
it's
we
actually
just
a
ask
very
Bishop?
complicated position, actually.
Queen D7, were you just going to go
Knight,
with D8?
Knight C4 was
Yeah,
what
Knight
I was.
C4
Where
is-
was what?
Knight c4, and I thought he actually had to go Queen g4 to stop his knight being trapped.
Yeah.
And nobody plays like this in time
No,
pressure.
no, no.
Okay.
It might be good, but
No, yeah.
I could accuse him of
Soon as we
checking
saw
a cable in the bathroom. So,
No,
So-
as soon as we saw Knight C4, we saw.
yeah. Takes. Yeah. Here I'll just take Rook c1 is very important. It actually White's thing is what Black is aiming for is Rook e4, Queen b4. Just anything to swap queens, whereupon I can claim that this pawn is well blockaded. And this move is very because I want to get this kind of realignment. Rook e4, Queen d2, Queen b4, but Queen b2 check is just a awkward one. So I came up with this fantastic move with the idea that after knight c5 I would go Queen b2. And when I got here I saw knight e6 check.
Knight E6 check. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, and then I realized that h5 is sort of just in the air. So I went Queen d8, Queen b4 is fine. Queen e7 is ridiculous. I can just play b6 here. Queen e7, I thought White doesn't have an obvious move, and this way I can threaten sometimes Queen e5 or Queen g5, so I wanted to keep everything in the position. But he actually makes just a useful move. So if he now plays a5, then my pawn on b7 is as weak as my pawn, his pawn on d5 or something like that.
You took that pawn on that square. So maybe it was better on A2.
No, it's only it's only this move I think is really a mistake. It's just a horrible mistake because I think 93 is absolutely. I didn't even see how I could be better anymore. I thought this just killed it. Yeah.
You're not better. I mean, it's just.
But a few moves ago I was dreaming and
Yeah,
I couldn't see
yeah.
what to do here. So
Yeah.
I think it's just curtains. So Rook c6 is coming and it's just Black has nothing here. I mean, I'll probably liquidate with Rook d8 and Knight f5 and get some drawn ending, but that's about it. So this is just a big mistake. After Queen f6, the problem with Rook c6 is it runs into Rook e2. I think Knight c7 is worth trying because somehow the hand is always wanting to play Rook e4, but that would be a Queen takes e4 would win. Rook e2, Rook f1, Queen e5 is a good start. And White has some problems, but the thing is, again, Black has to be really careful. You can't make some move like Rook c2 because again the Queen d6 mechanism works. I'm not covering e8. So I was actually mentally reminding myself next move King h7, get it out of the way.
Maybe A5 though. A5.
Okay, can we just show the tactic just so it's absolutely clear? So this is
You'll have to do Control Alt 0,
Control Alt 0. Yeah, thank you.
and then you can enter a White move.
Yeah. So
Black
just,
move.
just to be absolutely clear, it's not happy, is it?
No, I thought we got in the.
Tell you what, play instead of Queen e5, play Rook c2.
Ah, okay. Well, same idea.
Yeah,
so
same
now
idea.
this one.
So this is the big tactic
Yeah, that's a nice variation.
Yeah, he went Rook e1, and I thought Rook takes e1, Queen takes e1, Queen d4 must be strong, but suddenly he has Knight c7, and
Knight
again,
C7, yeah.
and
But
some Queen
again-
e7 is coming,
again,
and
at this point, I just basically lost it because I saw this, and then you went Rook c8, and I thought,
Yeah.
what the hell am I doing?
I mean, I can play King
and,
f8 probably, and I'm still going to be better, but
But
then I decided to just switch the Rook to the other side, and he can't play Knight c7 now, so.
Yes, you're going to be better, but
Yeah.
I've got. No, I mean Knight a6 was just a move of criminal stupidity, but.
And basically here it's over.
Yeah,
And okay, it's just now these pawns are
your
just unrolled.
technique was not the best.
Okay.
Which move knight?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was so well. That was fine, but it was so winning that why didn't you play? Couldn't you play knight takes f2 or something at some point?
Yeah, well, I was
I mean,
sure that would blow it, so I decided to. I mean, I saw a queen ending which is winning, and I went for it.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the
well,
problem
okay,
with that.
it's.
I mean,
really-
my queen is on the diagonal, so I thought that's
Yeah.
got to be winning.
Well, it is winning, but let's just get to the final position because that was really exciting.
I'm afraid we've already looked at that, Nigel.
Yeah. Did you notice the Oh, is it?
That's
You see,
the
what I liked was, I mean, it's so winning that, you know, F5, of course, wins as well, which is, if we can just put that in instead, you know. And
So I'll just take it through the line.
King G2.
King G2,
King E3,
F4.
F4.
First of all, King E2 wins,
Yeah,
and then just go for the H pawn rather than.
That's the simplest way.
But this wins as well,
Yeah.
and you don't have
this-
to think at all. It's just winning.
Yeah.
And this
King
move is very
F1,
important.
And now your triangulation.
Yeah, this is very important.
That's
And King E1, King E5,
E5,
King F1, King E4, and now both the corresponding squares lose.
completely out of a job then.
That's
what
it.
we tried to do.
Yeah.
But this is what we were going to show you
we're
about
gonna leave
before they came in. we took a long,
Triangulation.
we took a long way to engineer that position.
Well, I've actually even played King F5 against Lothier, so same position, same everything. So.
You had this exactly, yeah.
Good stuff.
Remember this from one of my earliest books on endgames, this exact endgame.
Okay, well,
Tweet as well.
we're not going to tweet. Have we got any questions?
Has anybody in the audience got a question while we have these guys here? No questions from the audience at all. Ah,
Did White have a good advantage for knight a6?
I don't think you thought you had an advantage, did
No,
you?
I think it's the position is more or less balanced. I think, you know, it's just. I have moments of optimism which were probably unjustified, and I think Vishy had moments of optimism which were also unjustified until it basically all happened a few moves before the time control, and I just collapsed. That was, you know, it's not enough to play reasonable chess for 3 hours and 50 minutes. You know, that's you have to play for the whole game.
It's been a long day already, so I'm sure these guys are ready to go. But I just want to wrap up with a tweet here from, I think, a compatriot of yours, Vishy, who says, "Great day for India. Sehwag hits highest in ODIs.
219.
Anand won." There we are. So it was a good day for India.
Sehwag.
Probably not such a good day for
Sehwag.
England.
No, not
Sehwag.
Sehwag.
Got to say, got the pronunciation wrong. Anyway, thanks very much, guys.
Yeah.